Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another RealAsianRobot video. Today, we're going to be doing another episode of your build versus my build. We're going to head to the training grounds right now, and I'm going to show you, while we head over there, a build that was made by a longtime viewer of mine, Mr. Ryan Olsen. So, what he's done so far is, I'm going to... The top part of the message, because that one I can't test because it's a trial-based build against Boreas. Obviously, trial's Nasher, and it just really wouldn't be a fair test. The Chronovore chain blades are the one for his like everyday stuff, and he's built etheric attunement and Predator into the weapon. Skarn Lantern with etheric attunement, Nasher helm with toughness, Shroud chest. Now the Shroud chest was actually the Thrax chest in order to get the necessary perks. Boreas hands with rage, Nasher feet with rage, etheric attunement. So, sorry, the perks are 6 etheric attunement, 6 cunning, 6 predator, 6 rage, 6 tenacious, 6 tough. Alright? So, I'm going to show you the actual build that I built, and it is exactly what I've done. I've assumed, now, because he didn't tell me what the Omnicell was, I assumed discipline here for best damage, but it could be something different. Yeah, I didn't see what it was there, but anyway, discipline's a fine Omnicell. Okay, Weeping Hours, Chronovore Chain Blades, Rezakiri Bond, okay, as stated. Reaper's Dance, Hurricane Blades, as stated. Alright, I'm going to remove my webcam, and I'll remove the comment so this is more clear. Etheric Attunement Cell, Predator Cell, as stated, and Skarn's Defiance, Skarn's Lantern with Etheric Attunement right there. Nash Cap, Toughness Cell, Thrax Chest with Predator Cell, Boreal Might, Rage Cell, and Nasher Treads, Rage Cell. So overall, 6 Etheric Attunement, 6 Cunning, 6 Predator, 6 Rage, 6 Tenacious, 6 Tough, and as per the comment, 6 Etheric Attunement, 6 Cunning, 6 Predator, 6 Rage, 6 Tenacious, 6 Tough. Alright, so that's done, and we'll be comparing it against a build that I've made. One thing which I'll state clearly before we get into this is that the Chronovore chain blades are not exactly in a good state, and that's because the Rezakiri bond is not honestly that great. And the bonds for Chronovore aren't top tier, because all you got is Valamir and Rezakiri. Neither of which really does better than several of the other UEs out there right now. But what I've done is I've gone for 6 Adrenaline, 6 Cunning, 6 Endurance, 6 Pulse, 6 Zeal, 3 Berserker, 3 Parasitic. Weeping Hours, Adrenaline Cell, Parasitic Cell, Discipline Omnicell here, Skarn's Defiance, Zeal Cell, Chrono Helm, Berserker Cell, Scrave Wing Jacket, Endurance Cell, Fiery Gauntlets, Cunning Cell, and Chrono Treads, Pulse Cell. I'll explain my choices with reference to his build. Now, the reason why he chose this perk selection of Predator and Rage, which are at opposite ends of the spectrum, is because he knows he's going to take hits. So effectively, he wants to maintain a partial damage bonus, because when you take a hit, Predator goes off, but Rage triggers. So you get, instead of 35%, you still get 20%. This is fair, because Rage will, but Rage will last 15 seconds, which is the uptime for Predator. But the problem that I have with this build is that Tough is used to boost Tenacious, but there's no healing built into this build. Normally, people would go with Koshai's, but instead he went with Skarn's Defiance, so there's literally no healing built into this build, which can create sustainability problems when fighting behemoths above your level. And Etheric Attunement will help you cast your Skarn's Defiance more often, but the amount of shielding is not really significant, which can also, again, present problems because it'll be eating into your health, and then you've got no healing. Unless you trigger the Terra proc, which will not happen against Terra Behemoths, so you've got a major weakness there. For my build, I went with the same methodology. I do not rely on Predator in this build. Instead, I went with Cunning and Pulse to boost the crits from the Discipline Omnicell, Adrenaline, which, although I will not get as much burst damage as somebody running Predator, by running a full Adrenaline spec, which is plus 6 Adrenaline, plus 6 Endurance, I can reach up to 63% bonus damage at 0 stamina. Now, you won't always reach 0 stamina. just so you know. So roughly the average damage bonus you actually be getting is about 54% based on my calculations. Berserker is another 20%, so that really boosts your base damage. Zeal is to boost the shielding of Skarns, which you may have seen in my video about the Twin Suns, and basically that's everything. And again, Parasitic is the same trick we use in Twin Suns build to sustain yourself. All right, so how does this fare damage-wise? Let's take a look first at Mr. Ryan Olsen's build. And of course, he did a fantastic job at this. I can understand the principles behind it. It's very obvious from the perk selection, and it's very front-loaded with damage. As long as you don't take a hit, you're maximizing a lot of damage there. So let's take a look at how well it does. All right, we'll wait for the lantern to charge because that's a part of this. All right, we'll activate the lantern start, and we'll use the traditional method of hitting the hurricane blades for as long as they'll go for to calculate a maximized DPS. Oops, missed the combo there. And of course at max momentum, slam down. Now you've got no stamina, so you switch to the normal combo. Smoothly transition to spinning blades again. It's doing really well. It's doing really well. It's about 1,700 DPS right there. So, on average, Mr. Ryan Olsen's build, you're looking at a good 1,700 roughly. All right, that's really, really good. I'm not even confident that my build can beat that, but it should get close. All right, so what we're gonna do here now is we're gonna wait till everything goes off. All right. Now the shields, I've noticed this little bug. If you switch over your build, the shields will stay, but since it's just the training grounds and the shields don't affect anything, it's all right. We're just gonna wait for the lantern to recharge, and then we'll do the test here. Oh, my webcam was off. You couldn't see my hands and face. All right. So while we wait, if you enjoy my content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, drop a tip via link in the description of the video. Send super thanks on YouTube, join as a channel member, gain access to various perks, or, you know, come to the stream and drop some love. Super chats are always welcome, all right? Keeps the channel running. All right, now let's see how my build does. Mr. Ryan Olsen's build was about 1,700 DPS. Let's check out mine. All right, activating lantern. All right, looking decent so far. Now, my build is backloaded. What does that mean? My build allows you to do a lot more with the spinning, but the damage all comes later. You'll notice that right there. And also, with Pulse, you can actually time your slams, which I forgot to do, but I'll do that in a little bit. Alright. Damage is about the same. Damage is about the same. So we're looking decent. We're looking decent. And once you get to this point, you can pull off something like that. So, in all honesty, with the lower stamina, you will notice that the DPS is about roughly 200 more. And this is not even using the highest DPS combo to stack it up. The DPS is about 200 more, and you can time your slams. So, although it's not like a major increase, doing a quick back-of-the-envelope calculation, the DPS increase, unlike what we saw with the previous Bastion build, which was over 60% DPS increase, mine versus Mr. Ryan Olsen's, you'd only get about 200 over 1,700. And 200 over 1,700 is a bit more than 10%. And honestly, that's okay. That's okay. What the benefit of my build would be in this situation is taking a look at the perks again. All right, and I'll remove my webcam. Taking a look at the perks, my build would be focused on, if you do take a hit to your health, there's Parasitic to lower down the damage. But you don't have a large health pool. The other benefit is the ability to time your slams. when you're using Reaper's Dance, if you time it with Pulse, your Reaper's Dance is guaranteed to crit. Also, we do overall more crits with this build than you would with Mr. Ryan Olsen's. However, the upside to Mr. Ryan's build is that his is front-loaded with damage. So, mine takes a while to ramp up, which in the combat field, it shouldn't be a problem to do so. However, due to the ramp up time, we have like you'll notice again, and I'll just show this again just for the sake of knowledge. During the early stages, my damage is about 400 less damage per second, all right, than Mr. Ryan's. See that? In the early stages, you're dealing with a lack of front-loaded damage, which can be problematic. All right, you don't really want that situation going down. All right, but later on, once Zeal and everything else kicks in, along with the time slams, you reach a higher potential level of DPS, right? And also, it's a lot of it is also to do with how often the Rezakiri spawn triggers. Whereas with Mr. Ryan's build, you basically have the damage up close and personal already. You see, it's already up there. Now, it wasn't quite as maximized now, probably because maybe we're doing less crits, less Rezakiri hits. This is the reason why I don't like the Rezakiri bond. It's inconsistent, making testing a bit more difficult. But roughly, his build is more front-loaded. You're already at the level of damage that my build was at after ramping up. But there's no timing for slams, so in a way, it could be more convenient. Okay, but it's up to you to decide how you wanna play that. All right. So we hope that this little build test has been interesting for you guys. Thank you very much, Ryan, for building your build. And what I would say is, like I mentioned earlier, in summary and conclusion, it's only about a 10% difference, and there are certain benefits to his versus mine. Both seem to work swimmingly. So, you know, since he mentioned in his comment that he built it based on my teachings, you did a pretty damn good job. Like I said, my only comment would be that there's a little bit of room for maximization, but again, it's only 10%. You would only be getting 10% more efficiency with my build versus his, which for some people, if you want to squeeze out every little bit in power out of your build, 10% can be a lot, but for most players, they're not really going to bother. So good job. All right, and before we go, thank you so much for watching my content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you want to support the channel, drop a tip, like I mentioned. And if you become a channel member or, you know, support the channel enough, you get into this lovely list. April's top supporters: Bravo7910, Kazmantum, a lovely girl, Zavi Uzumaki, Johnny Nara, The Mighty Zeno, Splash'em, Death Dawning 982, River Archer 124, Rec Coates, Michael Riley, Brett Gillen, Old Mr. Cream Puff, all right, Nate Smith, Mike Bogema, also known as Elrin Stormwalker, Ty Ruthford. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You know, you guys are keeping it running. Throne of Honor, same thing. Death Dawning 982, plus Ultra member. Steve Martin, Eugene Robson, Pinomies, Old Mr. Cream Puff, Jerry Fast, Logan Schwartz, Ditorius Venom, The Forgotten, Nate the Great, Zach MG, all prestige members, all lovely people. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for keeping it running. And I'll see you on the next video. All right? I gotta go get some medicine for this nose. God, stuffy nose the whole way through. Sorry about that, guys. Catch you on the next one.